Now this is an airplane. So in today's episode, we're hopping in a Citation CJ and heading to Lincolnton, North Carolina. Let's go. And this thing is sweet. A few months ago, John from Vapor Honing Technologies reached out to us wanting to help with the 401 project, and he had the perfect machine to help us do it. Officially decided that I'm going to have to get a jet. This thing So that had to be the funnest airplane ride I've ever had. I don't even know if you call it, it's a jet ride, or I don't even know what you call it. But yeah. Thank you so much for sending up, this is your company ride. I mean, you need it to do business.
Absolutely.
And he just called me and said, hey, well, look, can we fly you guys down, take a look at all this technology that we have at Vapor Honing? I mean, I'm ready to check this stuff out.
We're excited to have you guys. Welcome to North Carolina.
Cool. Well, we're going to get over to the shop. Is it shop? Is it warehouse?
We call it whatever. It's shop, warehouse, whatever you want it to be.
Awesome.
Yeah.
We're going to check out some really cool machines. And these machines, if you guys didn't see, John came up with his team a few months ago and was checking out the 401 project. And they were really interested in helping us along with their vapor honing machines. So we're going to go check them out. We're going to get one up at the hangar, and it's going to be amazing.
Let's go.
Awesome.
When I bought the place in 2017, you couldn't see these buildings. They were so grown up and so abandoned. And there were over 80 some trees right here in this front yard, which I know because I cut every single one of them. And my brother helped me and my dad. And so we just had to clean the place up. We had to give it new meaning, new purpose. Yeah. The city had really kind of given up on whoever was going to take it, because they didn't know what to do with it. So we fixed it up and we put our company here. We've helped other small businesses too.
The building looks beautiful.
We've given about 8 different companies a place to work and make money. Awesome. So if I can find a place to do that, I'm going to do it. That's what we did here.
Hey, Joe. What's going on? You made it here, brother. How are you? We needed someone to help us today drive the Escalade and the trailer down so we can pick up these machines and get them back to the hangar. So Joe, I think, had an hour's sleep?
Something like that.
So he had maybe an hour's sleep, and he drove straight down through all but 9 hours, and we got to load him up, and he's going to head back to Pennsylvania so we can get these things in the hangar and get them working. I was looking in your shop when I was standing out here, and I noticed this is a huge shop. Do you guys make everything here?
It's from 2019 on. Everything has been fabbed, welded, built right here.
Wow. Wow. So this is made in the USA.
100%.
So guys, look, if you want made in USA products, if that matters to you, which it should, Vapor Honing Technologies has 100% made in the USA products. That's one of the things, after you reached out, I looked into the company, and that's one of the things that really shined, for me, is this is quality.
Yep.
It's quality built. Awesome. Let's check the rest of the stuff out. I love this.
One of the things in 2016 that we did differently is This is one of our plastic products that we were talking about outside earlier. And this product's really made it affordable for a lot of people to get into, vapor blasting.
So you don't just build industrial sized machines for companies, for shops. I mean, you even have some for the normal hobbyist that needs something at their house.
That's right.
And didn't you like drop one of these out of a crane or something?
We did, yeah, we did. We dropped one about 60 feet up, yep.
So guys, if you get a chance, check out the Vapor Honing Technologies YouTube channel. We'll put a link down below. You have so many videos on vapor honing and exactly what you can do with it, and a ton of information on vapor honing and what these machines do. And it's a great channel. You have some really cool stuff on there.
Thank you. This is the smallest wet blasting cabinet in the world. Uses no electricity, all air. So this is $1,000 product.
That's it?
That anybody can get into and try it out. And the purpose behind this was to just inform people, help people understand that, you might be able to use this. You don't have to break the bank. And
this
so like these were
great for the hobbyist.
It's fantastic. So what people do is they'll buy this. We have a trade-up program. We're super happy about this. So when you pay $1,000 for this, you can trade that into the next product. So like when you go up, you don't lose your money. Because how many times have we bought a tool and you're like, I should have bought the bigger tool?
So I think Snap-on should have that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because we've all bought things that we could use the bigger tool, but we were like, I don't want to buy that yet.
That is brilliant. Like, I love that.
So people trade these in. We have used ones all the time. We call them refurbs.
Yeah.
And so we'll bring them in, clean them up, test them, and then we resell them at a discount. So it's a win-win for both parties.
That's a great idea. I love it. I can tell you, we have, I think, 5 or 6 carts full of 401 parts that are in like really bad shape. So we're going to get them in the machine, and all the viewers are going to get to see exactly what it does, because we made sure we didn't clean them one bit because they were waiting for one of these machines.
But this is the assembly line. This is where everybody assembles all of this equipment that we ship out the door. And I ran everybody off today, so it's nice and quiet for us.
So this is actually more of a complete unit.
So yeah,
this one's pieces go on it yet.
Yep, a few things left, and then this will be a complete unit ready for testing.
From the entrepreneurial side, I mean, you came in with your brother and your dad, started rehabbing the building. The building looks amazing. This looks awesome, but I also see a ton of kind of SOP driven and orientation of the whole thing here. It's actually impressive.
This is the school of hard knocks, right? So when I started,
I knew I met you somewhere before.
Yeah, the same school, right? And we, churning through employees and having difficulty creating quality and maintaining quality, it's really led us to like this point. And so it's just a lot of trial and error. I mean, I wasn't trained in any of this. My background was really supply chain from school.
Okay.
And I mean, I had the management background, but as far as setting up a factory and trying to work out the workflows of a factory, that stuff we've just learned the hard way.
Wow, awesome. I respect that so much.
And we've, just tried to simplify things.
This thing's amazing.
So this is Robo IQ, that's what we call this.
Yeah?
Yep.
Yeah, it's just that Harrison was just saying, he looked in there and he's like, is that a robot arm? And I was like, yeah. It's like, it's amazing. And he was like, it's definitely probably better help than sand.
This thing never calls out, right? This thing always shows up to work.
Oh, wow, this is so cool.
You can imagine the metal fabrication that has to happen here.
Yeah.
The guys are great in the back, they're fantastic. So this will blast transmission parts for a remanufacturer. That's what this machine was ordered for. So this whole turntable, they'll load the part, they'll unload, but this turntable spins, and then this robot will hold the blasting gun, the rinse nozzle, and the air dry nozzle, and it will do its thing. We'll program it, and then they can just load another one, hit go, load another one, hit go.
Wow. So I think the other thing too, when we were talking earlier, you were saying that there's so many different things that you can use vapor honing for that people don't even know about. Like, there's the sky's the limit based on what your project is. I mean, it could work for something delicate or heavy, and it's going to clean it up. So, and that's the coolest thing. Like, I know for all the parts that we have for the 401, there's some that are that are more delicate, and there's some that are heavier. You know, it's vapor honing. You have liquid and you have a blasting media, so you're not getting a ton of the dirt that you're going to get with sandblasting, and the cleanup's just going to be so much better.
Yeah.
You were just saying that these are going overseas. So not only are these made in the USA, people from outside of the USA are buying these and taking them there.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah, we distribute thousands of units across the world every year.
So you guys build all these panels from scratch right here.
Absolutely.
So when you guys say made in USA, like it's literally like you're making everything right here.
Everything's built here.
Wow. I mean, that takes an extra huge investment, you know, keeping it, you know, all the jobs here and the manufacturing here and like all these parts. I mean, I'm just really surprised to see that much is built here.
Yeah. And all the jobs we create here, I mean, we have to have people to know how to wire an electrical panel.
So you were mentioning about the welding, which you guys do in-house. I used to build race cars. I used to weld chassis and stuff like that. And I'm looking at these welds and like, I know this is NASCAR country down here, and I'm wondering if you didn't get one of your welders from one of the NASCAR teams, because that looks like really good.
Yeah. So this is the machine here that you guys are going to be taking back with you. This is our 3500 front load, 60 inches wide, 30 couple inches deep, I think about 36 inches deep. So if you can fit it in there, which hopefully you can fit a lot of stuff in there. Had to make sure you had enough room to blast.
Yeah,
you know, a lot of these larger parts.
Any of the parts from the 401 will fit right in here.
Let me show you the showroom real quick. Just this is where most people get to see, and this is all they get to see. But this is where we do all of our testing. A lot of the equipment in here is stuff that we won't resell, and if we do, we heavily discount it just because it's either a prototype or it's been used and abused. And this is some of the stuff. Like this was the first cabinet I ever built. Right here in 2016, that was plastic. So we've drilled it, we've put attachments on it, we've tried different things, but I remember specifically hand building this by myself. But you can see some of the engine parts, some of the different applications that we have scattered around. These are all customer parts at some point. They're trying to figure out how to maybe clean a part without damaging the sealing surface, or, you know, put a certain finish on a part.
That's the other thing too with the vapor honing. I've seen where you can take a piece like this and it polishes it as I mean, like it's almost like a show polish in a way,
right.
Like a nice satiny polish to it. And so not only is it cleaning it, it's like giving it that satin finish, which like to me, I mean, you're doing two things at once. This is the way those parts over there came in.
Exactly. We combine parts washing and blasting in one process. So we can degrease and wash it, and we can blast clean it. You know, because you have scale, you have paint, or you have just grease and grime. Like, it's a one-step thing,
Yeah,
you know?
that's awesome.
And you don't have to worry about cross-contamination.
Yeah.
So like a lot of people are concerned specifically with like stainless parts and carbon parts. In a dry blast, you don't want to mix those.
Yeah.
You can run anything through these machines.
Okay. Well,
at any given time.
That fluid's recycling, it's filtering,
That's it. Yeah, everything's recirculating and moving.
That's nice.
And then we filter it using sedimentation tanks and filtration systems, bring it back in, and you just keep reusing it over and over and over. It cuts down on all of your consumable cost.
Yeah.
So like your gloves, your windows, your nozzles, your flooring, your abrasive, those things last 8 to 10 times longer.
Right, than in like
cabinet.
a conventional sandblaster.
Absolutely.
So basically, compared to a sandblaster, after a while of using one of your machines, it's free.
Yep.
If you compare it,
Absolutely.
so basically, if you don't buy a vapor honing machine, you're like not getting a free machine.
Yeah. It doesn't tear itself apart. You can locate this equipment beside sensitive machines like CNC machines. We have these in CNC shops all over the world, and they're sitting right beside the CNC machine.
That is crazy.
Right, so they can pull parts and then throw them in the vapor home, and then off they go. I can run abrasive as fine as 1200 mesh, which is 10 micron. So about the size of a human hair, I can run it in this machine. Whether it's prepping a surface for a coating, like a PVD coating or a thin film ceramic, like we can run super fine abrasives. And we can mix abrasives. So like we can come up with these cocktails to help somebody do certain applications that are very unique and proprietary.
And if you would try to do more of a powdered abrasive in just an air environment, you would get clogs.
It would clog.
There's no way that would work.
That's right. Yeah.
There's not many things that you can do, I think, that are like, you know, it's kind of fun to do and it's satisfying, like watching it like work. And you guys will see it on actually this episode. You will see like how satisfying it can be, but it's just, it cleans it, it blasts it, and it's just getting stuff done faster, you know, so we can get things done so much faster. And the other thing too is when you're blasting into the corners and nooks and crannies of a part, you're getting all that out. If you're trying to sand it and brush it and all that other stuff, you're not going to get in there. Usually you'd have to use a ton of chemicals and try to get in the corners. This here, again, environmentally friendly because it's water.
That's right.
It's water and media, and the media is not anything dangerous or anything like that.
It's not. Yep. The easiest way to put it, I think, is it's a flow-based process. So like, you know, where water can flow, we can clean.
Well, that's wild. So you literally just take it off, but the aluminum's fine.
Yeah, it doesn't damage at all. It doesn't warp.
So on our airplanes, this will be like really nice, considering it's pretty much like a big aluminum can.
Exactly.
This was a little demo piece that we always took with us to a show. And then we do just special side projects, like for me, so we build a trailer. Yeah.
What are you going to use this for?
So I'm gonna haul my skid steer. The reason I bought it was to clear this property. So I have all this wooded area that needed to be cleaned up.
Yeah.
Well, I hired this guy, he charged me $2,500 per day. And I was like, I have like 20 or 30 days worth of work to do. So I'm gonna invest and buy a machine to do it.
Makes
And it's
100%
paid for
sense.
itself. But now everybody's like, hey, I'll hire you if you can get your machine. So I'm gonna put it on a trailer and start another business.
Just wanted to get a trailer.
And a trailer. Yeah.
That's so cool.
So these guys are bending some parts right now. So this is the press brake. This is where you take flat parts and you actually make a bent part, which is some of the stuff you see here on the table. So what you see is you have a CO2 laser here, cutting parts. This is another fiber laser with an exchange table right here, and then a fiber laser right here as well. And then your CNC press brakes. So this is how you cut the material, and then that's how you bend the material.
Yeah.
So this is where we do the welding at. So after they cut the parts, they bend the parts, then they bring them in here. So like this is a part. This is the front of a 4000.
Yeah.
You can see it all bent up. All the holes are cut. Talk about fiber lasers and precision. It's fantastic. In 2019, I lived back here for about 8 to 9 months, trying to get everything set up, trying to figure out how we could train people, and it was quite intensive. I would weld, I would bend, I would cut. Pretty much every area you see in the factory, I've lived there for months and months at a time, trying to figure out how to make it run right.
You know, that's, you know, being an entrepreneur and having, you know, a company myself, that's the one thing that I see, and that's a difference in, you know, a leader, you know, that invests their time, understands the process, understands what all the workers have to do to make it happen. And then I think you're just so much better even then at understanding, you know, the customer and what they're going through when they use it. Like if you don't know what it takes to build it and what goes into it, and then even down to the process of using it, like how do you know? So it's awesome that you took the time, and I mean, I'm sure it only took you a week to figure everything out here.
Yeah.
But you know, years and years to be able to be where you guys are at, offer a great product made in the USA, and then also, you know, like you were saying, to help the baseball teams around the area and to give back, you know, and to me that's and to all of us here at Rebuild Rescue, that's the biggest thing that we appreciate, you know, because it's who we are. So yeah, I think it's awesome, and seeing what you've done with this building and you know, meeting some of the workers and everything, and just it's a great place, and you know, we're happy and we're thankful for the relationship.
Yeah.
I can't wait to start using this thing. So Joe just got back from Vapor Honing Technologies. That was an awesome trip. We have the machine here. Let's check it out. So guys, look at this. Look at the difference. That was 3 seconds. We're gonna get all the 401 parts cleaned up really quick. So that took about a minute to make this like brand new. Coat of paint on this thing, it's ready to go and it'll be back in service for years to come. It literally saves mountains of time, which obviously saves us money. So guys, make sure you check out Vapor Honing Technologies. They have a great YouTube channel, all kinds of machines, everything you'd ever want in your shop. And Jonathan from Vapor Honing, thank you so much for donating that machine. Thank you so much for supporting Rebuild Rescue and the 401 project. Now, I'm gonna get back to work. So this machine makes short work out of all that stuff, and it's like brand new.